Um, I will speak about the deeper level. The gentleman after me has talked from Tiruvannamalai, which I know very well because I've been there quite often. And the teachings of Advaita are very much home to me. Yet there, on the other hand, is the yearning, like Osho has expressed it, become Zorba the Buddha. It's like the best of all worlds, bring it together. And I started my journey with Maharishi, long years of meditation. He is talking often about cities and perfecting yourself. And I could put it together in one word, the unio mystica, like the holy matrimony within myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I did a lot to purify myself or clear my mind or through clearing the mind, being much more able to be aware of self. And very early on, when I was practicing meditation, I experienced very deep states of being, like when there was no more breath for hours or hardly a heartbeat, really being absorbed. And I can almost at will bring that forth, like just in the small meditation we just had. I can allow that to happen. Yet to this mind, it had still not been satisfying to have that state.
Yes.
And live from that because it had not achieved the perfection it had been imagining, or the yearning in the heart. But this yearning comes from the person. It doesn't come from the being, because there it's not necessary. But
okay, stop. I would like you to stop right there.
Okay.
Because, what you just said just now, just this little bit,
Yeah.
the yearning that comes from the heart, you say you are logically saying it must come from the person, because it cannot come from the being. But I feel you in that moment, in this moment, in when you speak that, shift into logic. And that's where you shift into what you call the person.
Yes.
You shift into logic, because somewhere there is a belief that this yearning cannot be if realization is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this then shifts into logic, and from where I look, that is actually not true.
Mm-hmm.
But you can continue. I just wanted to point on that.
No, you're right. And I just see it myself where this thought came from, because actually I'm speaking from my heart.
Yes.
What I said really came from the depth of my heart.
Yes. And then when you came to say that there is this yearning, then you come in with that is kind of a belief that you have picked up somewhere from, I don't know where, spiritual idea or belief that it must be from the person. Yeah. So continue. What is your yes but? I'm hearing a silent but.
I have not achieved it. There is this yearning for this, let's say, unio mystica to happen.
Yes.
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, okay. This is what's in your way.
The thought that it hasn't happened yet?
The belief.
The belief that
The
it hasn't happened yet?
The idea, like I appreciate and I recognize the path that you've been moving on, and I appreciate and I give value to that. And at the same time, from where I look, I will say that this is one side of the, because in the beginning of my, I will not say in the beginning, because in the beginning I was with Osho, so all the juiciness and all the board, Zorba the Buddha, all inclusive, all of it, And then I went very, very deeply with Ramana, with Papaji, with Maharaj, into the deep, 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 deep silence for years. And coming out the other side, when I came to my own living of this, came the juiciness. The juiciness, which I will then call the feminine aspect of consciousness, the play of life in all its awake within the play in all its, I can only call it juiciness.
Mm-hmm.
That is all inclusive and is like what I would call the feminine aspect. Still this heart calling, I will call it a calling.
Okay.
Yeah. Is never ending. Because it is, in my experience, it is the bridge between human level and divine. It is this beautiful bridge. It's a calling that is always moving. It's just a way to speak, because I don't want to create the illusion that there is separation. There is no separation. You're very, very, the very making of all of this, we can call God or consciousness or whatever we want to call it, the very making of all of this is making itself. There is no separation. Within that, on the human level, the calling of the heart is a never-ending thirst of what it is to be in the love-making of existence through form. So just like Ramana never stops singing to the mountain. And that, you see, feel those waves just now. You feel those waves?
Oh, yes.
Beautiful waves, those beautiful waves, yeah. Because, those beautiful waves, yes. Because what is being spoken on is being entered. And then the recognition of that is pouring in. And that's what is that's the aliveness of the living of this. The calling for God is not really of a little person calling for God. Even Ramana, in the depth of realization, singing to the mountain is this like never-ending devotion that pours from the heart from this little human incarnation in recognition to the unspeakable majesty of its own real self. So this calling, I would call it a calling and a pouring. It never stops. So when that is interpreted as a longing of the person, which at a certain stage it is, when it first starts off the journey to find what we call truth, the longing of the person is beginning the search. Yeah, you see the little child who is not satisfied with sweets and toys, and then reaches puberty, and then there's sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and then at a certain point it's not enough, and at a certain point the next thing is not enough, and not enough, and not enough, and there rises this calling for something beyond this play of experience. So then that desire is it's experience from the person to what we call God. But once the recognition and realization drops in, that calling becomes devotion. It becomes the there are moments in my little human experience that there is the bowing of the head to the ground in absolute you can call it so many, you can call it recognition, surrender, all of that, and while at the same time knowing that I am that, there's no separation, and therefore the master disciple relationship falls away, because the realization is that I am that. And yet still the play of it goes on, where there is to the master of your maker. Yeah.
Oh, it feels like I have waited 1,000 years to just hear that, because now I understand what you're talking about.
You've waited.
Just to hear this, because I know what you're talking about.
You do. You've waited to hear this language.
Now I can release the wrong interpretation of whatever I had. You just gave me confirmation.
Yes, that's it. That's what I'm here for.
I just gave me the right. Oh my God.
And that's the right answer. You just start laughing. Yes.
So that's it.
It's a confirmation, and that's what this Sangha is. Those beings who are ready for the confirmation, who are ready to actually be the living of what is realized, and this is a confirmation. And here, as we relate here, we're all confirming. And the language which is being spoken, coming through here, is because, you know, I also was mistaken by language. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. You relax into that wow. You relax into that wow. Yeah.